Hello everyone, my name is Mirna, and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, welcome to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather daily to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, Angel Ribo, CEO, consultant, TV host, international public speaker, and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation, is interviewing Tibaire Gonzalez. Tibaire is a psychotherapist in Shambra and a published author. Before starting with them, we want to remind you that Mindalia's mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world, and you can help us by subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing it with someone that you know that is going to benefit of the content that we're going to be talking here today. Also, while we are live streaming, like right now, we have the active chat, the screen that you're going to be seeing here on my side or under the video in case that you're following us from a smartphone, and through there you can enter your questions. Also, while we are live streaming, we have the active chat, and I apologize about the interruption, but we also want you to collaborate with Mindalia with your own valuable content. And for that, you can go to our website. On the top, you're going to find a link. It says Collaborate with Mindalia. That link is going to take you to a form that you can fill out, and our technical team will be getting in contact with you. You can collaborate with Mindalia in English through Mindalia TV English, in Portuguese through Mindalia Televisão, and in Spanish through Mindalia Televisión. We are sharing daily information as beautiful and as interesting as the one that you see on Mindalia TV. We're not going to be delaying this any further, and I'm going to be leaving you now with Angel and Dr.Tibaire. Guys, welcome to Mindalia live streaming. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Mirna, for the introduction. Welcome everybody to Mindalia TV, and welcome to Mindalia TV, Tibaire. It's a great pleasure to have you with us today.
Hello, Angel. To everyone, I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me. It's a challenge for me to speak in English for the first time in public. So I'll try to explain myself the best I can.
Awesome, absolutely. So that you know, Tibaire is a very frequent contributor to Mindalia in Spanish, to Mindalia Televisión. So, we've asked her to share her wisdom and her the support to all of our community in English, and she said yes immediately. So we have to be really, really grateful about Tibaire being here with us. So tell us a little bit more about what you do and what is that thing that you like the most to do to help people around you.
Well, I'm a psychiatrist in my country. I'm a Venezuelan, and as many Venezuelan, I had to leave my country. So now I'm doing. It's funny. Oh, I'm sorry, there was a call. I was telling you, I'm forced by this circumstance to do what I really love. My passion is psychotherapy, to help people with language, talking, not using medication. It's not that I am against that. I was speaker for labs. But now it's only that human contact through internet, sometimes in presence. It's really nice. It's what I do, trying people to help them to understand themselves.
And why do you think it's so, or would you say it's complicated, or is it easy to understand oneself?
I think it's the most interesting and challenging, and what we really came here to this planet. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a call because trying to somebody to get into the complex. Of course, it's difficult because you need empathy to work as a psychotherapist, and you need to do a deep work inside yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to be the instrument that helps somebody else to see inside and to accept all the different aspects, to see the conflicts, to understand their own lives. It's really, what else you have to do in this planet besides understanding yourself and trying to do
but would you say people typically understand themselves?
People is always trying, more or less. You have to see your face in the mirror every morning, and you have to ask the question, who am I? What I'm doing in this life? How do I become a more successful person? What is happiness? What is love? That's the other My passion is to understand love and teach people to understand love inside and how to live it with another.
And why would you say, well, let me ask you another question, because you're raising very, very interesting topics here. So one is, when we look at the mirror in the morning, what do we see? Is that who we really are?
Is the vessel we are using. I think we are like travelers, like navigators in this interesting world, 3D, space, time. And we're trying to understand who we are. And we use this vessel. It's like I'm a sailor using this ship, completing this ship. And every day it's like I go deeper and deeper in the sea. I'm asking questions why I'm here in this journey, who I am, who I really am. So it's more about the questions, not the answers. And to look the questions inside. I'm the only one who can ask and I can answer to myself. We try to look for the answers outside, religion, what we learned, but there's a moment when I come inside and I start to see what is deep inside myself. It's not only the unconscious, but many aspects, many programs. You have to see the programs, why I'm doing this, what I repeat this kind of relationships with couples, family.
So our body that we see every morning in the mirror is our vessel. What about our thoughts? Are we our thoughts?
No, we use our mind. We are not the mind. We use the mind. It's like a laptop. So we are very mental. We try to understand, classify, analyze everything. But there is an observer beyond the mind. I can observe what I'm thinking, the way I was taught, the things I introjected, but that's not me. I'm the conscious. And the conscience or how do you pronounce it?
Conscious. No, it's good. It's good.
Consciousness is the essential part of you, the core of yourself, the transcendent, eternal part of yourself. You can call it soul, spirit. I don't care much about the name, but I prefer to call it consciousness. So I'm thinking, with every day, with every experience and question I make, more conscious of who I am. The sailor, the traveler, navigator. And
okay, so no, go ahead.
No. When I use this in my office, and you go to relationships and you learn how to see the other in front of you also as a navigator. It's like, okay, how can I pretend to control, to possess another? It gives you freedom, really, and respect for each and every human being, because wow, what interesting journey is having that person, is compassion. Real compassion is when you have that acceptance of everybody's life the movie they're constructing.
So we are not our body. Our body is a vessel, and then our thoughts. We are observing our thoughts, and so who do we really are, Tibaire?
I am all that I am, all my aspects, all the things I've lived, I've learned, and when I can say this is not just me, I'm using this body, it's not like it's not important. It gives me like an ego thing that, okay, this is what I am, I'm objective, but I'm much more. I'm looking for those answers. Well, that's the oldest question, who I am. I am my thoughts, my emotion, my heart. No, these are all part of me, but I go beyond. I'm consciousness, beyond everything. I will leave this vessel, and If I know it's like car I'm using is going to get old, it's changing. And while I'm in this experience, I mean, like human, I have to accept this human world. I mean, things happen. I can get ill. I can fall on my feet. I can be alone, be in couple. It's like what is important is I take responsibility of this experience. It's not something that is happening to me. I'm not a victim of circumstance, of God, angels, or whatever. I'm in this journey, learning, and I can create in part my world, my relationships, but also it's important how I face things that happen, that only happen in this world, in 3D. I mean, I cannot die in the other side. Here I have the experience of getting ill, dying, somebody else die. It's part of the experience.
How do you help people to get to know themselves better?
Okay, that's a good question because, it's individual, it's different for everybody. Sometimes I had patients that they are not interested in psychotherapy. They just want to know what they have. They so only want to feel, and they don't want to get deeper. Some they ask the questions. How can I be more happy? How can I have a healthier relationship? And what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. So it's like question and answer. I don't give the answer. I try to help the people to find the answers inside. It's like, like looking at the landscape, and you can teach somebody to describe what they are seeing and to understand. Sometimes you don't see what you are not prepared to see. When you teach somebody, oh, look what you're doing, look the effect, look the things you're repeating in your life. We can find the answer in the past. Oh, my parents, they did this, or the pattern of relationship you had. But then there is a very special moment when you have to take responsibility. Okay, I have the parents I had the experience I had the body I have. But then I have to move on. It's like I take responsibility. Whatever I'm doing, I'm interpreting, and I cannot be blaming my past or my parents, being a victim. So the most important thing you have to teach somebody is stop the drama, stop being a victim, choose what you want to experience, and move. You have to go to the action.
And would you say people in general, when you tell them go and have that experience, move on, do they do what do you tell them to do?
Well, I just wrote an article about it because it's what I felt. It's not intolerant, but like tired. The same way, several patients, they told me the same. Oh, I didn't want to call you because I know you're going to tell me the same things. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the same things. And sometimes I put on a stop. I say, we are not talking more about this because you can become addicted to interpretations, analysis, talking about the mind. It's like a mental labyrinth. You have to get out the labyrinth, pass to the action. It's like, oh, I know I'm doing wrong, but I still want my son to be with me. And I know he should have a life, his individuality, but I still need, and it's like a circle until you say, well, you're going to stay in the same place, feeling bad, until you choose to do something different. And you have to respect, you cannot push people. If you want to stay in a toxic relationship all the time you need, if you want to repeat the same pattern, because free will is really important. He's a navigator again, and it's his experience. He can be stuck in the same place the whole life, or several lives. At least if they come to a psychologist, psychiatrist, a coach, they're looking for answer, or a guru. In some moment, they will get out of the labyrinth.
The labyrinth. That's a good metaphor. The labyrinth. So how do we get out of the labyrinth? Is there a shortcut? Is there a shortcut that we can take to get out of the labyrinth?
It's a good question. Sometimes when you ask if we are our mind, no, I'm using my mind. Sometimes you have to, tell the mind, oh, go to hell. I'm not thinking more about this. I have to do something different. I want another experience. Okay. But that's why sometimes I put a stop and I say, we're not talking more about this. Get out or stay there. But I'm not, because it's like okay, the wound until, no. Move. And yes, sometimes you have to get out the labyrinth by meditation. It's a good way. You go inside, you find your answer, and you take a real choice, an election. Breathing, because when you breathe consciously, you stop the mind. You cannot think and being breathing, really. You can just try to do something. It's like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Well, try anything. Just don't do the same movement. And sometimes I think we have to learn to listen to our inner self. And most people, they have the answer. But we live in this mental world and we believe we're stuck in old patterns. And no, it's like relationships are moving to different patterns, culture, everything is pushing you to open mind, to be more aware. That's what all we are doing, trying to be more aware.
How would you recommend our audience on Mindalia TV to try to open our awareness, to be more aware? How could we try to do that consistently, like systematically? Is there a way to do that?
Well, I think discipline is good to remind you every day, I'm here. It's like I take a deep breath. Wow, I'm here. Because most people is outside themselves. They're not even feeling the body. So you have to be present. Any guru, coach, book of self-development is going to tell you the same things. Be present, be aware. Aware of what? Feel your body. Feel, be sensual with yourself. And sensual is using all the senses. I feel like what I'm inside, I'm cold, I'm hungry. So for a moment I come back. Then what do I want to experience? Is this the life I want to live? And there, to people and, okay, if I'm unhappy in a job or something, move. Look for what you want. And if I made mistakes, okay. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not here to be good all the time. You have to get out the duality, good and bad, to integrate. I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling sad. That's part of me. I can dive inside my sadness to see, well, why I'm sad.
When you're saying diving into your sadness, how can someone that has never been able to do that, how can you dive into your sadness? Let's say someone watching us right now, they feel sad, or they have maybe another feeling or another emotion that they're feeling. How can someone dive onto one of those feelings or emotions?
First thing is to accept. I have to accept myself and allow myself the experience. Sometimes we're trying to like, oh, I'm sad, I should be happy. I deny what I'm feeling. No, if I'm sad, I'm sad. I got into inside, I allow myself. It's like when you go to the sea and you're in front of the wave, you never give your back to the wave. You're looking to the wave. And a big wave comes, you just go inside. And if they take it and perro vuelca, take you down, feel. Feel the despair, the grief, the sadness. After a moment, feeling, own it, it's mine. I'm responsible, not guilty, responsible. What is this sadness about? What is telling me? I ask the question to my sadness. I don't get stuck. If I get stuck, it's a depression. It's different. But even depression, that's why I love my job. Because sometimes somebody who is in sadness, depression, or grief, or whatever, or anxious, they go to somebody asking for questions. What is happening? And it's start to look inside for the answers. I'm sad because I'm in a bad relationship, because I'm not doing what I want to do, or I'm not exploring my potentials. So when I say you have to be responsible, it's mine. It's not something that is happening to me, like a victim of bad luck or whatever. It's like curiosity. I think that, wow, what interesting. Sometimes many of my patients, they talk about law of attraction, but they don't completely understand that. It's like, oh, I'm not doing it right because I'm not attracting the relationship or the Ferrari or the job. No, it's always acting. There's no way you cannot create. Just be curious what I'm creating. If I'm creating bad relationship, why? I have to be curious what I'm doing. Why I'm repeating the same pattern. So responsibility, time to feel, to be in present, and stop being a victim. Nobody is a victim.
You touch on a very interesting thing, which is being a victim. How can you identify people who are a victim?
Um, to be a victim is more a game, control game. You know, if I make you feel guilty because I'm suffering, I'm alone, I'm not taking responsibility of my life. I'm responsible to be happy. It's not the other one who's going to make me happy. Even in the darkest circumstance, I mean, my country is in its darkest hour and all kind of experience. You can choose to feel a victim, like I don't have any power to change my circumstances, or even to feel different. I mean, you can face terrible things. You can lose somebody you love. You can lose your profession because you had to leave your country or house, friends, family. But you choose to get stuck in being a victim, feeling bad and sad, and or do something wise, constructive.
How can we help people around us that they are a victim?
You can be compassionate with people, understand, empathic what they're feeling, honor the experience. And to honor is like having the most respect for what they are choosing her soul, their, you know, if I believe I came to this world to suffer and or to be a, ¿cómo se dice? Mendigo,
A
homeless,
beggar,
a
a beggar,
beggar,
or
homeless. You have to respect. You can offer potentials, but respecting the experience that soul, that being is choosing to explore. There must be a reason. And that's the best way to show love and respect to somebody. If they ask for help, I can offer what I can do. I feel comfortable to do. Some people it's like, okay, I'm going to offer you food, money, others teaching, but always with respect for the experience. Even if somebody's facing the death of beloved one, okay, he's in the position to learn about death, grief, how to um, face it in the more constructive way. Everything is transitory in this life.
Besides compassion and showing compassion for the people that are, for some reason, are victims or behave as victims, is there anything that we can do to help them get out of that space of being a victim?
Yes, but still they can choose. You cannot force it. I can have good intention. It's like a patient, an example. The one I was talking, she has a son and she acts like a victim. Oh, I'm so lonely without you. I need you. I don't know the language. I don't know to do anything. I don't have any interest in anything. So it's like you have to fulfill my life with yours. She's been a victim, but also an abuser. She's taking life from another and making him feel guilty. I can tell you, you can do this, you can do that. You are acting like a victim because you don't want to do anything constructive with your life. You have all the right to do that. You choose when you're going to get out that hole. And the funny part is that, well, life is life. The son went to another country. Finally understood he has the right to have his own life. So I said, well, you can choose to stay like a victim, feeling bored with life, or do something different. Oh, but I don't want to do anything different. Okay, you have the right.
But would it be possible that they are not aware that they are being a victim? Is it possible?
Yes, most people is not aware. That's why when you go to a coach, psychologist, psychiatrist, or you ask questions, you're daring to see the truth and accept the truth and choose. You always have to choose. There is no way to live without choosing. I can choose to stay like a victim. I can choose to use other people. Um, you can choose to fulfill your life, but you cannot push people. I mean, some when I had to teach my other psychiatrists, psychotherapy, postgraduate students, the most important thing you have to teach them is do your best, but you cannot push or get into, oh, how do I do so they can be happy? No, they have all the right to be in their own movie. That's the real compassion. When I accept you, it's acceptance. So if the people want to know, is looking for answers, you're allowed to offer a potential. Somebody doesn't ask me, I won't be trying to help because it's not respectful. You have to ask me because you're opening the door. But the only one who can go out and explore and have different experience, the other. So I don't get tired, like pushing and feeling bad because somebody is not happy. No, it's it's not only the patient. I mean, sometimes it's a partner, friend, and you have to accept the other navigator with his journey. And it's magnificent. Everything, even the homeless. Well, he's magnificent in his creation of that experience where he feels he cannot do anything with his life. It's a good movie, no happy one, but it's his. So it's all about respect. And I think you have so many answers outside books, internet, coaching, psychiatrists. There's going to be a moment for everyone. We're all in that the same journey, more or less aware.
So that person, we are all in a movie, and you said that person has accepted to be in that homeless movie. So if he wanted to, he could change that movie into a multi-millionaire movie.
Yes.
How could that person do that?
Well, the first part is, does he want that? I mean, once I wrote an article about people, I mean, it's like too much noise around you telling you what you should want, how do you should live, um, what a successful relationship is. And well, is that the experience I want? Maybe that homeless people needs that experience. He wants to explore what is feel um, powerless to assume his own independence, economical independence. So it's all right. You can offer a potential, but people is choosing the experience they need. When somebody asks me, I can show like the pattern they're living, where it come from, this pattern, why they're repeating, and potentials, things you could do different. But what if that people is, addicted to suffering or to dark relationships? I can show you're an addict to that, but I cannot force it. The same with somebody who abuses alcohol or drugs. They know it's bad. They could do different. You can help. You can offer potentials, but they have to assume they want it. So you have to go inside. What do I want to experience? I'm the only one who's responsible for my experience. That's the difficult. That's what I think is new consciousness. It's not like what God wants from me, what society wants from me. What do I want to experience? And whatever is happening, or whatever was my origin, my parents, my history, my country, I still can ask the question, who am I? What I'm doing here? What do I want to experience? Always questions are more important than the answers. And all
That
the inside.
that's beautiful. What would you say? I would like you to, you know, end this conversation with a piece of advice. I would like you to share with our audience one piece of advice that you think that could benefit everybody watching us today. Tibaire.
I think the most important advice is you have to learn to love yourself. And like everything, and like love, is discipline. No excuses. You have to love yourself. It means no, I'm going to love myself when I become, I don't know, thinner, healthier, richer. No, no. Right now, I choose to. Because if you love someone, you want to know. I mean, if I love my partner, I want to know him. If I love myself, I would like to know myself and accept all the aspects and faces I have, the facets. So there is no time to waste. Love yourself. Look in the mirror. Who am I? What I'm doing here? What do I want to experience? I'm responsible. I'm not a victim. And search for whatever tools you need. Books, internet, professors, guru. At the end, you're going back inside. I love myself. I accept myself with my darkness and my light. No, duality, integration. I really accept myself.
Excellent. What's the best way to contact you, to connect with you, Tibaire, online?
My email would be a way. I have a Facebook, a blog. You can look for me with my name, Tibaire Gonzalez. And you find me in my blog. I have like 80 articles about love, self-development. And you find there my mail, my phone number, everything. You can write me WhatsApp.
Excellent. Well, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tibaire, for being with us today. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for also helping our, English-speaking audience today, after having helped for so many, occasions, times, our audience in Spanish. So it's been a pleasure. So let me tell you that you don't have absolutely any issue in speaking in English. So we've understood everything that you said, and it was everything very clear. So you can check that box. You don't have to be concerned about anything. So thank you very much for sharing so much, for being with us today.
Thank you. I feel really happy to have me in your program.
Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, this is Angel Riva with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much for being with us today. I hope that you have enjoyed our conversation as much as we have in here. And, we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.